Hey guys, I'm Alex from technoclass.com, and we're finally doing it. We're finally reviewing the Cherry Mobile Omega HD 2.0. Now this was released sometime in May, so it was actually released early this year, but it is still one of the most popular devices in the market today. It's priced now at only $7,999. You're getting a quad-core MediaTek processor, 720p HD 5-inch display. There are 1080p displays right now, but this is still a pretty good buy, especially since it's got IPS, Dragon Trail. You know, it's got the same design as the original Omega HD 1, but it's now quad-core. Very promising, although one big caveat is that the camera is much worse. It's actually one of the worst cameras in a phone we've reviewed this year. So let's get to that. A lot of people are gonna dislike this video just because I said that, but I'm gonna prove it to you. We'll show you that in a bit. This is the review of the Omega HD 2.0. Alright, so you're probably, hating me right now because I just said that your favorite phone's camera is really bad, but bear with me for a second. This is the Cherry Mobile Omega HD 2.0. It's actually a very nice looking phone. And also I removed the two scratch protectors, screen protectors, and the camera protector. This is Dragon Trail anyway, but we'll get to that in a bit. So the Omega HD 2.0 is the successor to the Omega HD 1.0, which got pretty good reviews from all of us. Even I reviewed it and gave it a lot of, accolades and stuff like that. Anyway, let me just turn it on and look at the other parts of the box for now. I'm going to close that, and turn it on. It actually feels pretty good, and it actually looks very good, much like the Omega HD 1.0. Anyway, what you get inside the box is a wall charger, a micro USB cable for charging and data transfer, and a 3.5mm headset with a microphone and a button. This is not CTIA based, so the Omega HD 2.0 and the Omega HD 1.0 is using the OMTP or some sort of the Nokia standard headphones. You will need a converter if you have a CTIA based headphone, which is most of what you can buy these days because CTIA is quickly becoming the standard. Anyway, that's it for the box. Let's look at the phone itself. This is the Omega HD 2.0, and look at that display. It looks really good. Even without adjustment, even without the whatever, it is a very good looking display, as you can see right there. Oh, it's still very scratch free, even though I've scratched the body quite a bit. This is a phone that I've been using since it was released in May. Anyway, let's look at the parts here. This is the 5-inch 1280 by 720p IPS display protected by a Gorilla Glass scratch resistant glass. Over on top here we have a 2-megapixel camera, BSI front, a speaker grill right there, and these two sensors right there is the proximity sensor and the light sensitivity sensor. Over on the bottom you'll see there's a menu button, a home button, and a back button, and this is your small little pinhole microphone right there. The front is really nice, and look at that. That's still probably one of the smallest bezels you'll see in today's local brand smartphones. Over on the left side we have a volume rocker and a camera key. It's a quick shortcut to the camera, and also press that to take the sort of a shutter button. And over on the sides you'll see there's a sort of metallic colored strip, although it is plastic. Over on the right side is the power and unlock button, and on top we have a 3.5mm headset jack with a micro USB for charging and data transfer. Over on the bottom there is nothing except, I believe, the notch so you can open the back. 2 SIM slots, 2 3G SIM slots, regular SIM, and a micro SD card slot. And this is your 2100 milliamp hour battery. It's pretty good battery for this kind of phone. The back, there is a speaker grill, Cherry Mobile logo there, Omega HD 2.0 logo in the middle, and there is your 12 megapixel camera. This is going to be the point of contention for all of us all. 12 megapixel camera, it juts out quite a bit, much like the Omega HD 1.0. 12, it says right there, 12 megapixel autofocus with a LED flash. So that's it for the parts. It actually looks very good, much like the Omega HD 1.0. It's using the same bezel, same design, and same look. Although some parts have been changed. Of course, the quad-core processor have been changed and stuff like that. But the camera module has been changed. We're going to talk about that a lot. Anyway, the reason why I have this kind of paper thing back here on the cover is because without it, I did notice this when I bought the phone, is that the back cover is kind of squeaky. I don't know if you will pick it up. I'll try to be as silent as possible. You hear that? It's squeaky. I don't like squeaky stuff, especially when I pick up my phone from my pockets. I don't like it squeaking. So one solution that I found was to add this little paper thing, just a little bit of a, I don't know, sort of a buffer. And I've eliminated the squeakiness. That's a negative already, but the phone is still very good. All right, guys. So aside from the squeakiness, although that is a minor thing for me, I mean that's especially since most of the other buyers of the phone did not experience the squeakiness. The phone itself is designed one of the best designs you will see in this market today. This is probably its only rival is the Star Mobile Night, which looks really nice. This is sort of another type of design, which is a larger screen, but looks good either way. The only problem, the only thing you'll find an issue with is because the camera juts out. Some people find that it might scratch the camera module right there, and but ours is still pretty good, as you can see right here. The design it's also very sturdy, very durable. As you can see right here, I've scratched the phone quite a bit. There's a scratch right there, and there's a scratch right there. I've done a lot of scratches on it already. I've dropped it a few times. It still survived. It didn't break. Nothing broke. The screen is still scratch free. I don't know if you can see that, but it's still impeccably scratch free. Although if you force it, you will get some scratches. If you do, like if you really just nail stuff onto it, it'll scratch. But it survived quite a lot of drops, so that's very good. The design is one of the best available, and people are still impressed when they see it out of my pocket. I'm not impressed with the camera. It's just, I'm sorry, it's a sore spot. But that's it for the design. Let's check out the interface of the phone right now. Alright guys, here's the interface of the Cherry Mobile Omega HD 2.0. Now you've probably seen it already, and I didn't even have to lower the brightness of my camera because the display looks really nice. And this is running on Android 4.2 Jelly Bean with a few updates already. The Cherry Mobile has given us a couple of software updates since it was released, but it's still using Android 4.2.1. The original Omega HD 1.0 had Android 4.1, so it didn't have the double finger swipe down. So one of the changes as well is the new lock screen interface. You can see right here, and when you unlock it, you'll see that there are widgets on the right side which you can launch stuff, and you can add calendars and stuff like that. So a little bit of extra thing there with Android 4.2, but it's not a big deal. The skin itself is very vanilla-ish, and probably the only customizations here is the slightly different looking icons and the sort of the wallpaper showing when you look at the app drawer, but fairly stock and very smooth. With the double finger swipe and stuff like that. Android 4.2. But yeah, that's about it for the interface. Let's check out the much maligned, much disputed camera thing. Alright guys, so for the purposes of this camera test, I've deliberately decreased the light in our room so you can see basically what really happens when you're using the Omega HD 2.0's camera. And look at that, it's already kind of you know, really dark and kind of muddy. Let's take a picture of this little toy car right here. And I'm not hearing the focus beep, is that? Oh yeah, they removed the focus beep on this guy. So let's take a picture right there. We were going to compare it with this guy. This is the Star Mobile Crystal, and this is not a very popular phone. Oops, sorry, I pressed the wrong button. But it is the most comparative camera I can get versus the camera on this guy is very similar to the Omega HD 1.0, although this is just 8 megapixels. Let's see, like that. All right. Alright, so it's on silent mode, that's why we didn't hear the shutter sound. And there we go, that is the shot from the Star Mobile Crystal. Now, we didn't do anything crazy there, but we're going to compare the shots really quickly. And let's zoom in. First, let's zoom in on the Ferrari logo here. As you can see right here, the Ferrari logo, I didn't script this. This was taken exactly as you saw it was taken. But look at this. The Ferrari logo on the Crystal is much clearer than the Ferrari logo on the Omega HD 2.0. Whoops, sorry. And let's look at some of the writings here. As you can see right here, Cherry Mobile BSI sensor. Let's go over there and let's see if there we go. So it's much brighter on the. It's actually hard to do this on a phone, huh? As you can see, it's sort of brighter on this phone right here. And I got more samples for you to look at the end of the video, but barring the 2 megapixels and the 3 megapixels from low-end phones, the Omega HD 2.0's camera is just slow, produces bad results, and I don't know, it's just, you know, dark. As you can see right here, this is indoors, and this was admittedly dark. I mean, the circumstances was dark, but it's super blurry. As you can see, there's not a lot of detail you can see. This is not something I would have expected from the successor to the Omega HD 1.0, which had an amazing camera. Some differences between the Omega HD 1.0 and the 2 include that the camera from the Omega HD 1.0 was 4000 by 3000 pixels, f2.2 aperture, with about 4 megabytes of files each, and this Omega HD 2.0 gives you 12 megapixel 4096 by 3072. So they're using a slightly different resolution camera module, but the aperture is f2.4, which is I believe like a 1/3 stop darker. Anyway, but the biggest part is that the pictures are only 1 MB each. That you might be losing a lot there from the compression, but either way, the shots are just not very good. Alright guys, so out of the darkness and into the light, we're back here with the Omega HD 2.0, and we're playing Temple Run 2. And as you can see right here, despite the camera discussion that might have left a bad taste in you, the gaming capabilities of the Omega HD 2.0 is very good. As you can see, the tilting works fine, swiping works fine, there is no input lag and stuff, and there is no frame skip. That is the most important thing about gaming. So yeah, Temple Run 2 works fine. Let's move on. Alright guys, here we are. Actually, I'm going to lower the volume. Whew. Alright guys, here we are playing Modern Combat 4, and it's probably why you're interested in the Omega HD 2.0 anyway. The quad-core processor should handle this game fine, and as you can see, it does run really good. Apparently I didn't turn off auto-aim. But as you can see, it runs pretty good. Frame rate is pretty good, and handling it fine. HD screen, wow, that auto-aim is really pretty annoying. And as you can see, everything runs fine. I'm kind of bloody red, but there you go. Gaming is pretty good on this guy. That is definitely one of its bigger positives. Alright guys, so here we are checking out The Dark Knight Rises on the Omega HD 2.0. And as you can see, the frame rate is pretty good. The 720p display looks really nice, and the audio is actually not bad. I brought back the volume up. And one thing you will notice is also that the it's not easy to cover the back portion for the sound, so you can't easily muffle the speakers, which is great. So here we are. We're gonna play a little bit of the Batsman's. Frame rate is pretty good, like I said. Let's kill this guy. And looks like it runs pretty good, pretty fine. Alright guys, so I think that's about it for the Cherry Mobile Omega HD 2.0. It's actually a very good phone, well designed, well built, very solid, although there's a bit of creakiness. But it is still one of the best designs ever to come out of a local brand, barring the Star Mobile Night. But it has its own merits. The display is very, very bright. Actually, I've been using it at the lowest brightness so far. And as you can see, if I turn up the brightness, boom. It's a very, very bright display. Oh, let me just drop that display. Very, very bright and colorful display. One of the best designs out there. It's just the biggest downside is the downgrade in the camera. And I do like that it's Dragon Trail protected. No scratches on it just yet. I've dropped it a few times. Very durable. One thing I did notice though is that there is a very little amount of notifications. Actually, let me just show you that. So here's a minor negative, the lack of other notifications. Normally this is full of other notifications, but now you just have a lot of cherry tones, silent, and you can use ringtones, but that sucks. Very limited amount of notification tones, but of course you can install more. It's just out of the box, it doesn't have a lot. But those are just very minor gripes. So let's talk about the pros and cons right now. So pros include, of course, the same excellent design from the Omega HD 1.0. Basically, very excellent design, very durable build. And even if I dropped it a few times, I don't see a lot of scratches on the back as well. You know, minor gripe a bit against the protruding camera, but that's very, very small. Class-leading IPS display, probably, you know, one of the best IPS displays we've seen in a local brand as well. With Dragon Trail protection and moisture rejection. So it does have moisture rejection, so if you have a sweaty face and you take a call, your face is not gonna accidentally press some buttons. Splendid durability, like I said, I've dropped it a few times, still works, no problem. Good performance that even new phones can't beat. Of course, the new phones right now are the 1080p MediaTek 6589 turbos. Those are actually laggy. So I would suggest sticking with a 720p phone these days, and Omega HD 2.0 is one of them that is super attractive and actually very stylish. And last, good battery life. So I get about, I don't know, 14-15 hours in my regular day with this guy, with 3G on, and occasional 3G, I mean. Yeah, it is good battery life. The 2100 milliamp hour battery is very promising, and also one of the largest ones in this sort of category / price range. Now talking about the cons, so like I said, major, huge downgrade in camera quality from the original. One of the worst cameras we've reviewed this year. Like I said, I just compared it to the Star Mobile Crystal, which only has an 8 megapixel camera, by the way. And I will have another full video comparing the cameras, showing you the Omega HD 2.0 sample, a lot of the Omega HD 2.0 samples versus a lot of the other cameras, phones that we have reviewed this year. So number 2 is back cover prone to minor squeaks. That's another con, and the weird lack of notification sound. So basically, the major downgrade is the camera. This is now one of the cheaper quad-core devices out there, and it's just a little bit sad that the camera is not as good. But you're still getting an amazing phone for 8,000 pesos. That's not bad. In terms of score, I'm gonna give it 4 out of 5 stars because the main one point is because it's basically, if it were a half decent camera, it would get 4.5 out of 5 stars, but it's just a major downgrade in camera. So that's it. 4 out of 5 stars, Cherry Mobile Omega HD 2.0. You can pick it up if you're not a big fan of if you're not somebody who takes pictures a lot. I'm Alex from technoclass.com. Thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned. We're gonna do some gaming tests on this guy and some a huge camera feature comparing it with other phones. I'm Alex from, like I said, I'm Alex from technoclass.com. Thank you very much for watching. See you guys next time. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and as always, if you liked the video, please press the like button below. Add it to your favorites and or share it to your friends. If you got something to say, drop a comment in the comment box as well. Of course, more importantly, you should hit the subscribe button on top. This will keep you up to date with our new uploads and helps us out tremendously too. That's it guys, see you next video.